Laura, lively discussion on Facebook regarding the ethics of sleep training. This is always a hot button, yeah? Can you comment on concerns like we shouldn't judge when another person is or isn't hungry, taking longer to respond than 15 seconds damages the psyche or their trust in us, etc.? Is there a balance for the exhausted parent? Is sleep training good for kids too? I would love to answer that question because I've done both, right? This is my opinion. You do whatever you want to do. That's what my disclaimer is for this. I really need chapstick. I can't find any. Okay. Isadora likes to take it. Sleep training. So, where I learned the best information that I know to date about sleep training is from the French parenting book, Bringing Up Bebe, B-E-B-E. In this book, she talks about how French parents use something called the pause with anything. Sleeping, fussing during the day, anything. Where I don't agree with that is using the pause when it could be a potty signal. I'll scoop them up. Okay. With that book, basically she moves into France, not knowing the culture at all, and then she learns all this wonderful stuff from French parents whose kids are like little angels, and they call little misbehaviors bêtises, where they ignore those, and then they have their like certain things in the cadre of their system of discipline where there are no negotiations, like you must finish your food, or you must sit at the table, or you must da-da-da. Thank you so much. So I love that book and I highly recommend it. And if it jives with you, maybe you'll learn something from it. But the biggest thing I took away from that was the pause with a capital P. So the pause is basically they wake up at night, they toss and turn, they go, wah, wah, and it's not really a full out cry. If your baby's crying like they're hurt or scared, go to them immediately, of course. But what you do when you get there is the defining thing, okay? So French parenting, if they're just fussing or whining or making a little bit of noise, some people even turn their monitor off if they can hear them through the wall. There's a lot of things that you could, I'm not sure if I can tell you what to do on that, but what I do at night is give him a chance to connect his sleep cycles. So there's something called circadian rhythms. Every human being has these. About every 45 minutes, this rhythm resets. At that time, in sleep, you wake a little. Everybody does this. You roll a little bit, you move a little bit, you're aware. Your brain waves go from like deep delta sleep to a little bit more alert. And then you connect your sleep cycle and you go back to sleep. So humans, adults, this happens all night long. You sleep the whole night through, but you only rouse a little bit and then you connect your sleep cycles. So if we don't give our children an opportunity to connect those sleep cycles, they will wake up every 45 minutes all night long. You will think they're waking up because they're hungry. After a certain age, they don't need to eat at night. Now, I still nurse at night, 2 or 3 times a night. We're considering sleep training Branson because I'm really tired and I'm kind of done with it. 9 months, I'm ready for him to sleep through the night. He slept through the night at 14 weeks. And then he didn't, And I have a sleep plan with the Baby Sleep site, and I'm going to tell you that anybody who's having issues with sleep in any way, shape, or form, nap or daytime, please, and this is an affiliate link because I referred so many people there, and then they're like, we can give you a little bit of money for this. And I was like, oh, cool, that sounds good. That could pay for my internet or something. I don't know. You don't have to use that link. You can just type in Baby Sleep site and go your own way. That's fine. But if, I would appreciate it if you click on it if you're interested, but it doesn't matter. Either way, the information is there. That's what's important. Baby Sleep site saved my booty with Branson. First 6 weeks would not sleep from 7 to midnight every night and was a mess. I got a sleep plan from them. I paid like $149. It was awesome. You become a member first, then you get a big discount on a sleep plan. Do it. Nicole developed this site from scratch. It's amazing. She's got all these people working for her that will help you any time of the night you email them and you need help, and they'll respond really quickly. So there's that huge resource there, right? And in it, there's a lot of information on their blog. They have a very active blog that talks a lot about these questions. So I would encourage people to go there. Laura, you can put that up there as well for them. But okay, back to what I do. Bringing Up Bebe said, do the pause. So if I'm putting them down to sleep, he fusses, I will look at the clock and only let him fuss for 5 minutes. Then I will go in there and I will pat him. If he's freaking out, I will rock him a little bit and then put him back down. Usually I'll have my husband do round 2 because he doesn't have breasts that smell delicious. And put him back down. Usually he'll fuss for maybe 1 or 2 minutes and he will put himself to sleep. It's like magic. The pause, when putting them to sleep for a nap or for nighttime, we use it all the time. With my first son, I never knew about this, and I would nurse him to sleep, and if I got out of bed, he would wake up. I was 24/7 breast every 2 hours, day and night, and I had postpartum depression, and I was a freaking mess. I was snappy, I was mean, I was having a hard time, I wasn't myself, and I'm telling you, if I would have known about sleep training and that it was okay and there wasn't a stigma on it and we shouldn't judge another person when they are or aren't hungry and blah, 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 and they need to eat all night, if I would have known the truth about it, I would have sleep trained him. From the beginning, I would have helped him. I see sleep training as helping him find his sleep himself, which is healthy. Part of that would have been moving him out of the bedroom. In my situation, should have happened around 3 months old. I should have moved him into his own bed, into a crib, and started to train him then. My second, third, and fourth kid, I've done that because having me in the room would wake them up because they would smell the milk and they would want to wake to eat. And then they'd need to pee. And then it's like if you give a mouse a cookie, that book, then it'll ask for a glass of milk and then it'll want some tape and some crayons and it goes through this whole thing. And then at the end, he'll ask for another glass of milk or cookie. And it's like that in the middle of the night, you know, they wake up for one thing and they end up giving a million other things and then they never get back to sleep. So check out Bring Up Bebe. You want. Tiny Undies, the 15% off is at that site, so you can see it there. All right, for those of you just joining us. So back to this question, Laura. Laura moderates our Facebook group for the book owners. I've trained her myself. She answers every question exactly like I would. Sleep training is touchy, so taking longer to respond than 15 seconds damages their psyche or their trust in us. No way, no, 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 no. If they're screaming like they're hurt, yes, yes, yes. But you know the differences in crying. One time, Isadora was crying in a way that was crazy bad. We took her to the emergency room. She had croup. It was really bad. We both looked at each other and whoa, that is not the right cry. So you know the cry of pain or the fussiness crying, the whining of, I am so tired. The other thing is put them to sleep when they start to yawn. That's part of sleep training, noticing their signals, which is exactly like EC, which we think potty training is a bad word. Now we think sleep training is a bad word. Oh my gosh, let it all go, people. If you're not getting sleep and your baby's not getting sleep and they're over the 3-month mark and you want them to sleep through the night, you can do it. And if you have no idea how to start, go to the baby sleep site, let them make you a plan, and they will tell you how. They have no cry, low cry, and more cry solutions. Whatever your pleasure, they know about EC, they can help you. It doesn't damage them or their trust in us to not be responsive at the drop of a hat. Now I'll backtrack. 0 to 3 months, yes, you should respond soon. It builds trust. They're helpless at that point. They really need you. They can hardly move their floppy bodies. They know what's going on, but they need more help and they need more responsive parenting. I'm a big proponent of attachment parenting, but beyond that, we start to titrate that off because they want to be more independent and it helps their development. Allowing them to connect their sleep cycles is the biggest gift you can give. The other 2 books I like about this, 12 Hours in 12 Weeks teaches you how to train. So I think a woman in Australia, she teaches you how to train a 12-week-old how to sleep 12 hours in the night. I've used this book. I love this book. The other one is, how does daytime feeding and putting to sleep affect nighttime sleeping and feeding and putting to sleep? Baby Wise is an awesome book for that. However, I'm going to warn you, ignore their advice to cry it out. No, no, no. I like what's called limited crying. I do not like the no cry sleep solution for me personally, and I'm going to tell you, you can disagree with me. It's fine. The no cry sleep solution did not work for me at all. I tried it with Kaiva. Instead, I should have gone to the baby sleep site and just gotten a sleep plan and gotten Kaiva sleeping like he should have. The day that I weaned him, cold turkey day and night. He was 2. And I put him in his own bed in his own room, all within the same week. And I abrupt weaned him because that's the most gentle way to do it. It doesn't drag on. There's no confusion. It's like, we're done. It's the grapefruit seed extract. It isn't me. We're not in a battle. He slept through the night for the first time in 2 years. And so did I. And you guys, it was amazing. Cooper still wakes up once a night, freaking out for whatever reason. He'll pee in a diaper every once in a while. I use a diaper backup at night with him. He's 27 months. Isadora soaked her pants every night. Her diapers were soaked every night. And she would pee in the bed and not even wake up. So I used the backup with her till about 27 months. Clive, I used the backup till 27 months. And then he started coming up dry. They're all different. But I want to tell you, as ethically speaking, if you don't practice cry it out, you're not being unethical. Sleep training, there is a balance for the exhausted parent. If it's a problem, it's a problem. And there are experts out there who can help you. I highly recommend Nicole's site for that, okay? And they're very much not judgmental, so you can do it. And it's like almost with potty training early. Don't tell anybody else you're doing it. If you don't want them to judge you, then don't tell them. But if a baby wakes up and you think it's because they're hungry and they're 0 to 3 months old, you're probably right, and you definitely should feed them and put them back to sleep. If your baby wakes up because they're hungry and they're 10 or 11 months old, they don't need that nourishment at night. They get that during the day. They physiologically, they do not, my research has shown, they do not need the nutrition at night. So them waking up can be corrected by training them in connecting their sleep cycles, by not teaching them that when I wake up, I will get nursed. And you do that by changing the way you handle naps during the day, by not nursing to sleep during the day. So if you want more help with sleep and you want to feel validation in whichever decision you make on it, you can read Bringing Up Bebe, 12 Hours in 12 Weeks, or Baby Wise with No Cry It Out. If you want to not have to read a single book, by the way, they all come in audiobook. If you don't want to do that and you want to cut to the chase, go to the baby sleep site and have them make you a plan. But what I want to say is my opinion of sleep training is it's helpful, it's beneficial, it absolutely should be done by those who are not okay with the way their nights are going. If you aren't okay with it, I want you to feel fully empowered to change that for the better. And if you're going to get judged by other people, don't tell them about it, right? And here's a question from Elisa about this, sleep training. What about if I work outside of the home? She sleeps well on weekends, but not on weekdays. I think she does not eat enough at the daycare at 8 months old. Your first intuition is usually the correct one. So I would say that you need to have a sit down with the daycare workers if you can, or write them an email, better to do it in person probably, and say, this is what she eats on the weekends. This is what my requirements are for her to eat during the day when I leave her here with you. And eating nutrition, you can definitely, it's hard to get them to do EC or potty training at daycare, but with eating stuff, you can definitely say that she needs more nutrition during the day. This is what we do at home. And then try to find a way reasonably to prepare and pack the same kinds of foods that you do for the weekend for the day. Now, if she's eating daycare food, then supplement it by giving them more food that you would like her to eat. And I would definitely address that with them. And that's another thing. They will sleep very well at night if they're getting the proper nourishment during the day. And I think the Baby Wise really addresses that by bringing in the baby cycle, the baby care cycle. You've got the baby wakes up, I insert, you potty the baby, they say you change the diaper, the baby's awake for a certain amount of, or they eat, and the baby's awake for a certain amount of time, and then we're putting them to sleep. And these expand over time. And I would say, Jennifer asked if I had to pick my first read out of the 3 books, which one would I read first? My friend gave me Baby Wise as a gift. I would read Baby Wise first. I think that, as much as people criticize them from the natural parenting world, I do bridge both worlds. I take what I need from both, mainstream and natural parenting. I have to say that Baby Wise empowered me with the most logical information about the whole cycle, day and night, so that I could then pick and choose and know what to expect out of the 3 books. Bringing Up Bebe would be a good one to put on audiobook, and while you're strolling or baby wearing or walking in the mall looking for Christmas presents, or if you only have one kid, if you've got multiple kids, you can't listen to audiobooks very much. If you want to listen while you're driving them around the car, Bringing Up Bebe is a really entertaining and will connect a lot of discipline nuggets together. And Laura, thank you. I was going to say that 12 Hours by 12 Weeks is mercifully short. It is such a blessing that is such a short book. 12 Hours by 12 Weeks, I loved. And I would say You could grab them if your library has them and then decide. But if you already have Baby Wise, read it. And I feel like it's a really good thing. What I want to say to all of you who are online right now and watching this replay later, and Laura, we should definitely post a replay on the book owners group in this thread about sleep training is, I'm not going to judge you if you sleep train. I've sleep trained. And I will tell you, as compared to having baby-led sleep, I would pick sleep training any day of the week. My kids are well adjusted. They're confident. They're not neglected or abused in any way. They don't seem like a wounded anything. They don't have psychological damaging at all. And they are, Isadora is an amazing sleeper. Kaiva is an amazing sleeper. Cooper is getting there. And Branson is where I'm happy. I'm happy with the way he's sleeping right now. And there's a lot of myths out there. If you want to answer any myths for yourself or others, don't even battle with other people. Don't even tell them what you're doing. But between you and your partner, Baby Sleep Site can answer a lot of and debunk a lot of the myths. They have a lot of really good stuff on their blog. Okay.